All right. Greetings, viewers, and welcome to Tale of Cybil Spear, Book 4, Chapter 3, our actual play D&D 5e game. I'm Silver, and as always, I'll be your storyteller this evening. With me are our players. A few short. If you watched last week, you know why. So, if you don't know, go watch last week. Uh, Jeff, Dustin, AJ, and Saga are our players tonight. For those of you turning in for the first time, or if you missed a session, I'd like to encourage you to check out our previous sessions, which you can find on YouTube. Also, like to direct you to our Discord server and Instagram. Join our community, interact with us. Links to both can be found all three can be found in the About section of the Twitch channel. Before we begin, want to thank Smiteworks for Fantasy Grounds, a virtual tabletop choice, Sirenscape for amazing ambient sound effects and music, Discord for voice and video, and Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition and the game we play. Tales of Winter is not an official representative of any of these companies, and the views and statements made during our game do not in any way represent those of the companies. Damn, I tried to get it without a breath, but it didn't make it. This week, for the previously on Tales of Cybil Spear, we'll turn it over to Lonan slash Saga slash Percy slash maybe
Whoever I
other
happen to
characters.
be, whoever I happen to be tonight. But no, this is Saga's recap story hour, I guess. I won't take an hour, I promise. Basically, Cybil Spear are a group of 6 adventurers who have been through the highs and lows of the world of Witternacht in many different varieties. But specifically, last time, in stream, the group had finally reached the city of Six Bells, and almost immediately, despite the fact they were going to try to get some rest and relaxation, couldn't manage it. After a quick visit from Alfred and Jofrider to the explosion-prone Masha, the two of them returned home and found the rest of the party arguing about what to do next, specifically around the offer from the captain individual we met. Why am I blanking on his name? What the fuck?
Wallace.
Wallace, thank you. I was thinking of a character from another game I'm in for a second. Arguing over whether we should go with Captain Wallace to Eaglefall, which is Alfred's hometown, or if we should go to Averia. In such an argument, our warlock Salinas and fighter Kiesel decided that they would stay behind and uh, that's the vibe they gave off. Come save our asses when we don't return. But we're gonna return. That's fine. So Lonan, Alfred, Zedri, and Yofridir set off without Wallace, back towards the mainland from Six Bells, passing through Maidenthorn, a town the rest of the party had saved, in the not so distant past of their adventures. Sans Lonan once again because she wasn't around at that point. Got to see some familiar faces and see that their heroics were for the best, and that this is a town that now considers them truly as heroes. As we were waiting, Wallace caught up with the party, and we are truly on the road to Eaglefall now.
Right. A lot of activity while you're doing that introduction as we do. Thanks for the raid, Fargrim, and your fellow barbarians raiding in, and for the follow, which I haven't announced that yet, but
You guys got ahead of us.
yeah. So, we've been continuing a giveaway here for a bit on when we hit 110 followers. So that is our 110th follow. So that puts us to pulling a name at random here, which give me a moment to put all these new entries in. Make sure I got everybody. Got that one.
Never thought I'd see the
Got
day.
Fargrim in. And Make sure I get name incorrectly there. Much appreciated.
Yes, much appreciated, everybody.
All right. I got all of those in. Lock down my dice roller here. Make sure I don't have any duplicate numbers. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll to AJ, do you want to present our stickers that will be
Sure. Yeah. These are stickers of the characters of Cybil Spear. We have all of our main party as well as our Cybil Spear logo. And that'll be going out to one lucky winner.
and we'll roll the dice here. Looks like we got 16 entries total in here. Solid 10's got an edge. Been following pretty good. Winner is Elfiest Elf, who is
Hey, elf!
denying the odds and beating out the ones that had a few more entries in there. Let me actually reveal that so it's not looking like I'm making up names here. So thanks for everybody entering. We will continue to do giveaways in the future, stickers, dice, various different things. Maybe we'll come up with some new ones too. But we do that every time we hit a follower goal. So we'll move the follower goal up to probably what should we move it to? Team. Keep it simple at 115 or go 120 and do the 10 like we did the last time.
Say 120 would probably be good.
Okay.
Gotta aim high.
I was gonna say aim higher at 125.
No!
That actually was my first thought, but I was like, that might be.
I
We'll
was
keep
thinking split it into quarters, but then I was like, let's do 120 and then do a little bit bigger jump to 150.
Yeah,
And then
okay.
from 150, we can decide 200, make it worth it for everybody.
I'll propose it this way. At 120, we'll do another sticker giveaway. At 125, we'll do a sticker and dice giveaway.
I can support that.
We'll do the big ones then. So
Yeah.
again, thanks for all the entries, and feel free to enter again next week if you've already were in part of this entry. Which all the people that entered before we did the roll were all in here. Fargrim, Emerald Bug Baron, and Skull's Hearth were all in there. So, yeah, the bot will let you enter once per stream, and yeah, keep on putting you in there and get a chance to win. So, Elfiest Elf, make sure if you're watching, go get us your information on Discord, but we'll contact you on Discord as well. As the second part is to join the server. We didn't get through that part of the whole explaining the rules before we were ready to roll. So, with that out of the way and our recap concluded, I suppose there's nothing left to do but play some D&D. So,
Woo.
all right, picking back up where we left off last week, you all had made your journey crossed the Sea of Kings, visited the town of Maidenthorn, left in the morning from Maidenthorn, and we're on the road again.
Mm-hmm.
And as you head through the woods south of Maidenthorn, dense but somewhat familiar, having traveled this road once before, the dappled green canopy sighing overhead in the warm morning spring breeze, sunlight filtering down like golden coins through leaves just starting to curl from the heat. Path is soft underfoot, dirt and moss and the sweet crush of last season's pines, birds chirping with carefree abandon and the scent of resin clinging to everything. Along the way, farmer from a nearby trail waves the party over with a toothy grin, hands you over a jug of golden honey mead, wrapped in a cloth. What you done back in Maidenthorn, he says, jug warm in his hands. Not sure whether from the heat of the sun or the heat of his hands. So yeah, passes along a drink in peace, heroes.
How big
It's
is
the
this
moment.
jug?
Oh, a good moonshine jug, probably 2 to 3 gallons.
Cool. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Moment lingers, sweet and earthy, a reminder that kindness is a currency that still spends well in these parts. As you continue along the road.
As we're starting to leave this dude behind, Yorford will grab the jug, pop the top off, take a swig, kind of give him a cheer, and be like, "This is great. Thank you so much, friend." He's just big smile. He's beaming. Seems like he's liking this good dry stuff.
The farmer shares your smile, gives you another one back, and a polite wave as you guys continue on down the road, exiting the Bramblethorn Forest as the day passes and heading into the golden fields of grain west of Airguard, where you make camp for the night, pass a quiet night with no activity before heading to day 2 of your travels. That next day's travel finds the road breaking free of that forest, stretching into a sea of golden grain, wheat fields rippling in the breeze like waves of a silent ocean, wind carrying the smell of sun-warmed hay and distant fire, and ahead the horizon shimmers in the haze of the good afternoon spring heat. By nightfall, fields are a bit stranger, more silver than gold. Wallace rides a little bit behind the rest of you. Yes, his eyes fixed on the fields as you pass by. Seems to be really focused on how they tend to bend in the wind. Maybe looking for something. You can't really tell. He keeps to himself mostly on the journey. Moon hangs low, swollen and yellow like a rotting coin. Journey continues into a third day as you re-enter wooded valleys, thinner trees than in the Bramblethorn, wide meadows where you see livestock grazing, mostly sheep and goats, very few but on occasion some cattle, passing worn trails, crumbling stone markers, remnants of settlements, lost to time, wildflowers dotting the road's edge, bright and cheerful, though flies buzz more heavily in the thickening heat. As you continue your journey around midday, past this burned tree that just looms beside the path, blackened, but still standing, its bark split and curling inward like fingers. The smell of ash lingers longer than it should, as it doesn't give the appearance of something that burned recently, but smells like it does. For a moment, Alfred, swear you've seen this tree before. You can't quite put your finger on it, and you know you've never traveled this road.
What about the tree can I feel is familiar? Is it the type of tree? Is it
more it's the general nature of this, the burning scarred marks on the tree. It's still giving this strength to it, yet severely damaged.
I guess my only other question is like, is it does it stand out from the rest of the other trees? Like, is it
It's the only one that shows these marks in
yeah.
the area. It does not look like there was a forest fire or anything. It's like this tree singularly burned.
Oh, it is. I was hoping it wasn't. um Alfred is going to just like walk up to the tree and like uh begin to like touch the parts that are burned. Um um hmm. I've never seen this tree. I don't know what type of tree is it, or
Chestnut tree.
just a regular tree.
Yeah.
Seeing
You can still
Alfred
find a few
lingering,
chestnuts on the ground, scorched, burnt.
seeing Alfred lingering by the tree, your flair will come up next to him, and then without even really acknowledging the tree, um, you see him pull something out of his pocket, and he lights a cigarette. He's like, Cecil dropped these before we left. Figured why not? He's got a small pack of cigarettes with a few left in there and box of matches. Or do matches exist?
No.
Okay, well he uses his tinderbox to light his cigarette up, and then says, "Special about this tree, you know it."
I don't think I do. I mean, I've never walked this road before, but it feels like I should. Um, it's. Can I make a history check? Is this
Sure. What are you wanting to check?
Well, I know it's a newly burned tree, but it feels
It is not a newly burned tree.
Oh, it's an old burned tree?
Yeah. That's part of the strangeness of it, is that it clearly burned quite some time ago, but still smells like it burned freshly.
Is this my people? Is this the burning tree?
For the 17, I would say that's kind of where the familiarity attaches to, is that it reminds you of the temple and the tree in the courtyard of the temple that isn't a tree, but it's reminiscent of it. I guess for clarification, the tree in the courtyard of the temple back home is a manufactured, like, created tree, an artifact tree that resembles a burnt tree made of blackened metal and any other resources that can be put to it.
There is a temple in my home city that is named the Temple of the Burning Tree, and in its courtyard is a metallic structure that this basically is identical to. You'll look up and down the structure, or the tree.
Your
Every,
fritter will. Sorry.
I was gonna just say, every leaf is the same as it is made back home. It's kind of shocking.
Your fritter will just kind of look up and down like Alfred did before, looking down in his hand, seeing the wick that he lit with the tinderbox still lit, and then he'll snuff it out before putting it away and be like, oh, maybe it's just coincidence. Perhaps maybe they modeled the tree off of this one.
Perhaps, but I mean that would mean that this tree is quite old, to say the least.
I don't know how fast these trees grow, but I'd imagine most trees are quite old. I think a few back home are several hundred years old.
Well, I believe the temple was completed just after 200 around. And so, I mean, the tree would have had to have been already somewhat decently old by then. I can't even guess to venture how old this tree might be, if it is that tree. DM, is there any sort of, like, connection or anything I feel when I touch the tree, or...
No,
No, it's just a tree.
it's just a tree.
Well, it may be just coincidence, or could just be homesick, seeing home and other things as we get closer.
Yeah, maybe we should just get back on our way. It would be nice to actually see the tree, and then I can show you what it's like.
Forward to it. After you, Captain.
Alright, back on the road again?
All right. The rest of the travel on day 3 goes without real incident. Pass another quiet night, able to find a good place to camp. Wake up the next morning, get back on the trail. It's not long into day 4's travel that you make it to the Leiden River, which forms the border between Baral and Okaria, and start following along the river, heading west around the endpoint of the Granite Mountains. Before too terribly long, you reach that midpoint that is commonly identified as being the separation between the Granite Sound province and the Arbor Flame province. Find yourself in Alfred's home province of Arbor Flame. A short time after that, find yourself... Well, we'll get to that in a moment. As you ride between these two looming forces, the Leiden River and just swollen with meltwater, carving its way across the southern border of Baral, as well as the dark shoulders of the Granite Mountains on your right. Sky cloudless, but the sun burns high and hot, drawing sweat from every pore and leaving the air thick. Trees return in patches. The soil is darker here, rockier, a little bit less bird song, partially drowned out by the river sounds, as well as just not as much cover for them. And quite a bit of silence, aside from the plodding of the horses. As your conversation fades naturally in along with the terrain. one point in time, Wallace saddles up alongside you. Alfred just leans over. He's really kept to himself throughout this part. Honestly, he's been far less talkative since you reunited with him at Flowers' place in Maidenthorn. Don't know whether he's holding ill feelings towards the party that abandoned him, or just contemplating Alfred's warnings of what awaits him up ahead. But bringing his horse up alongside you, Alfred, he just leans over and says, "Is your home peaceful? Does it feel safe?"
I mean, it is my home, so imagine I'm a little biased, but I think it's quite peaceful. It's safe. The people in my home like to lead quiet lives. We create things. We're very pious. We try not to cause undue harm where we don't need to.
Sounds like a pleasant place. Um, you said we should try the inn in Maidenthorn. Nothing happened. Food was decent, but it wasn't amazing like you said. And obviously we left.
Right, we left. The food was decent, yes, it was great. But no, it was not the tavern. I
Oh, are you still certain that this is still what awaits?
Well, honestly, it is still the best route of option. Uh, we don't control where the dreamer presides, as you can imagine. And as such, we are just we're here on the same terms as you are. We don't get to choose when we enter the tavern. Even if we did want to enter it ourselves.
I suppose there's worse lots in life than going from tavern to tavern trying to find this place I can use. And he goes and pulls the key out from underneath his shirt. This thing.
I know what you're looking for, but honestly, I still pray that you never enter the tavern. It's not a place that you want to be.
I suppose that's my choice.
Yeah, that's why I'm not stopping you. Everyone is the master of their own destiny.
Seem we have an accord there. You do your thing, I'll do mine. And he kind of kicks a little bit, speeds up his horse, and pulls away from you. Kind of taking a little bit of a lead.
Alfred is going to pull back to Lonin. And as he settles up next to her, he'll shift his glance between her and then dart it back over to Wallace.
Can I help you?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure what to make of our friend here, and he'll talk in a way that's possibly not heard by Wallace, as he's pulled his horse forward as well. he seems dead set on getting into the Dreamer's Tavern, but I honestly don't know if he's going to be successful or if he's going to continue to follow us until the ends of the earth.
Luna will kind of tilt her head. I don't know. I can't. I'm not really a people person, but like I said before, I understand. I damn near empathize with his plight of, losing the one you love to whatever this dreamer is, though. She'll kind of glance in. Between you and me, I don't know how much it's that he loved this girl or just feels bad that he wasn't there to support her. It's heck, I don't know. Y'all might have a follower now. If you don't get what he's looking for soon, he might stay on your tail. On our tail, sorry. But I don't know.
The only thing other is if we can trust him. If he's going to be with us for however long. I don't know if there's going to be... If there is something that comes up that the Dreamer is tied to, and the choice is between him running into the tavern or making sure one of us is safe, like, I don't believe he's going to have our back.
Not in the slightest. And part of me can't blame him. I think he's carrying a lot of guilt. But at the same time, from what y'all have said, I wouldn't want to run into that place without backup. And I think that's what he doesn't understand.
I mean, I've tried to warn him, but yeah, I don't think that he puts much weight in my words. But it's alright.
Sometimes some people need to experience something before they believe it. Need to jump into the brambles to know they're sharp.
I can honestly kind of get that. I mean, before I went on a boat and crash landed and met all of Cybil's spear by happenstance, a lot of my previous life was just I didn't know what was out there, and I didn't know what sort of things I could get into, and I wanted to get out of Eaglefall so badly, but then here I am coming back home, homesick.
Yeah, and she'll kind of just adjust herself slightly. Homesick, I get. The seeing new things, I mean, somehow I got myself kidnapped by a mad scientist, and that ain't exactly something you expect to happen. But...
Or want.
Or want, and I imagine, being trapped by some eldritch being of great imagination isn't exactly something you want either. But you have found good people. And
Yeah.
isn't that, I mean, the important part of adventuring, finding people you care about?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think that you'll soon be someone that I can count on as well for that list.
I appreciate it, Alfred. Honestly, of this whole group, you're the most level-headed
Um, I think that you've seen a particular side of some people that might be a little bit more extreme than they are usually characterized as, but I yes, I don't think that you're wrong in saying that I'm on at least that side, that end of the spectrum. Um, though it's quite not hard with our group, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, y'all have some personalities.
Yeah, so I seem like a honestly a saint by comparisons.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think and she'll kind of glance back over her shoulder, or glance over to wherever Zedri is. I think a lot of the group admires you for that.
Well, I hope that at least some of them uh, see some good in me. You know, we always joke, the group does, about how I am the leader, and I've taken up the position in front of a lot of other groups that we faced, or dignitaries, or even local uh, lore keepers.
Hmm.
Um, but most of the time, it doesn't feel that way. Most of the time, it feels like I, I mean, not that I'm upset by it, but I'm very much a support role.
I mean, isn't that what you want from a leader, though? Someone who is willing to support their people, who are willing to have have the peace of mind and make sure that they're doing the best they can for the whole group, not just themselves.
Well,
A, a leader supports their community. They don't just run it.
you are correct. Those are admirable traits that you've put out, but I think something that I've seen in my time, at least uh, here in Eaglefall, people want someone that can stand in front. Uh, whether it was my father, or our leader now, Bryson, or my sister on the front lines. All these people are strong people that can stand on the front and be someone that, uh, yes, they do support, but they also take a lot of the brunt force,
I
and
think it
that's just not me.
I think it depends on what the group needs that you're leading. Some need that, some don't. Some it's not like it's a title, it's a one size fits all. They believe in you. They care about you. They see I think as much as you all think that they're joking and they might even think they're joking, I don't see it that way. I think they truly do see you as a leader, Alfred.
Still a leader that couldn't even bring his entire group to his home.
Well, those two, she'll kind of just shake her head. They're they're pretty stubborn. Um, though
You
that
don't
might
know
not
that.
be news to you. And I can somewhat understand their hesitations based on what you all have told me, but I think we'll figure it out.
Well, that's
Is that
something I can agree on. We
Mhm.
always do figure it out.
Yeah, and that's the first step in everything.
he won't break away, but he'll just sort of like let the conversation peter out. Like enjoying the jaunt next to Lonan, the words of wisdom.
All right. You pass the rest of the day. Relative ease. Not a whole lot of incident. Meet quite a few more travelers on this leg of the journey. There's a pretty good size trade route that runs along the Leiden River heading towards Farcloud. But just past the mountains, past this conversation, you end up. Sun's starting to set. Time to make camp. Set up camp in a quiet little glade. No signs of danger. Past the night. Relative ease. Lonan's able to do a little bit of hunting for game, so some fresh food for the night. Night's meal, and pass another night in relative calm before heading into the 5th day of travel. This day finds you quickly finding the Cinderspur Way and starting your way north. You pass by a little village that looks mostly abandoned, and then start heading up the Cinderspur Way to the north and towards the final leg towards Eaglefall. Cinderspur Way is a ancient road, but heavily traveled, and there is really no opportunity to travel alone along the Cinderspur Way with the amount of individuals passing along, traders, pilgrims, strangers who speak little, keep their eyes forward, and you ultimately end up falling in with a merchant's caravan, just kind of traveling alongside, keeping to your own business, no real major interaction, but they share the road with you. Traveling along the path, it winds steadily uphill, heading away from the Leiden River Valley and up into some of the higher territories where Eaglefall lies in the northern part of the Arbor Flame province. As you ride alongside this caravan, you kind of intermingle where you choose. Wallace seems to strike up conversation with several members of the caravan, just kind of moving about, talk to one, move on to another over the course of the day. Their wagons are quite colorful, brightly painted. Some have bells that are kind of jingling as the wagon wheels hit through the ruts on the road. Occasionally catch a stray glance from a child peeking out from a curtain in the back of the wagon, watching all the different strangers, taking in all these different new faces. You overhear, probably about a little bit past noon, this woman humming in a minor key lullaby as she travels, sitting on the front of a wagon when you're able to finally find the source, as she holds a baby in her arms, just kind of quietly trying to keep the baby calm and sleeping on the bumpy journey down the Cinderspur Way. You start to enter into a decent amount of forested area. It kind of goes back and forth between meadows and forest. Everything is very green. Despite it being early spring, everything is really sprung to life a lot quicker than you would typically expect for most of you. Alfred, knowing that this is actually a very wet and damp, good rainfall in this valley between the Granite Mountains and the mountains to the west. And so growing things here is not a difficult thing. So the greenness is pretty much not of any consequence to you. As you pass the day with this caravan, you ultimately reach a good time to make camp, as the caravan does as well, and you set up. The offer is made to set up a mutual camp.
Yeah, we'll definitely take it.
Okay.
Yeah, to
Share a
save strength
fire.
in numbers, you can always
Yeah.
use some extra eyes, and I'm sure we can have some nice stories.
As twilight deepens and the moon climbs into view, the caravan encampment glows with a gentle orange light from several well-tended campfires. Shadows flicker along the grass and tents, the sounds of the night crackling wood, low murmur of voices and the distant trill of night insects blend into a comforting lullaby of the wild. Children chase one another in half-hearted games while adults settle in with full bellies after a nice meal that they offer to share with your party. It's nothing fancy, just a simple stew they put together with some dried meat that they have, some potatoes, various other root vegetables that they've been carrying, and serve up the meal. It's a nice warm meal in your belly. One of the campfires, the one that you find the majority of your party around, is surrounded by. Well, I guess I will leave it up to you whether you find yourself around this campfire, but you notice that one of the campfires has gathered a cluster of listeners, mostly children, small, wide eyed, sitting around. Um, one individual sitting to the side who is speaking, telling some sort of a story. Most of the kids are tired, but they are just too enthralled to go to sleep, too invested in hearing what the story is. Sitting on a log that has been made into a bench around this campfire is a thin man, probably late 30s, with an air of quiet gravity. Medium brown hair curls tightly across his scalp, and a full beard framing a narrow face, lined with soft creases from smiles and long roads. Wears a tunic of faded blue, worn thin in the elbows, brown pants tied with a simple string, and traveler's sandals clinging to his feet, dusty from the trail. His aqua-colored eyes shimmer in the firelight as he speaks, one arm resting behind a woman on his left, while the other wraps gently around a young boy that shares features with each of them on his right.
Your flitter would probably be not like right by everybody, but just a little off to the side if there's something to lean up against, and he'd be writing on a piece of paper. But he'd also be listening to the story.
Okay. What about the rest of you?
Alfred would be immersed. He'd be right up next to him, trying to get a good listening
Elbowing
spot.
children out of way.
Maybe.
Cedric,
Well,
Loden.
let you go first.
Zedri will go ahead and push up a little bit closer. Not quite at the barricades for this concert about to be had, but he'll go ahead and move up, probably pretty close to Alfred, and just be there.
Lonan would probably have been like just helping out with some like small chores around, like helping clean up and all that. but would kind of be lingering pretty close to just over here.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Me?
All of you.
All of us.
Yes.
I was so close to getting a 30.
I was so close to getting a 30.
All right. With those perception checks, notice as this man, which I will share his image here, tells his story. Everybody but Alfred notices that he is fiddling with something in his hand as he tells the story. Takes his arm that has been around his presumably wife or partner and has pulled it back over, and he's pulls something out of his pocket and just seems to be fiddling with this thing that's got a little bit of a string hanging off something in his finger, in between his fingers, as he kind of just like rotates it around, kind of like flipping a coin around on the knuckles, that really cool thing that I can't do. I'll say with the 23 from Yofredir's incredible roll, you clock it as a key. A metal key with a cloud with like a burst of wind coming out the front of it. Um, they he concludes the story, and the children all just like anxiously beg for another story. And this individual goes, all right, I'll tell another story. So, there once was this great commander. He begins, eyes moving from one child to the next. Man respected by kings and feared by those who would bring harm to the people he protected. His soldiers marched for days through storm and forest, past hunger and exhaustion, until they reached the banks of a river that carved through the land like a wound. It was wide, and the waters ran deep and fast. Behind them, chasing hard, was an enemy with no mercy in their hearts. Children all leaning in, as well as a elder or two, maybe a few of you, if you so choose, listening in the way people do when they've heard something close to this tale before, but not quite this telling. The commander looked to the river and saw only death. Scouts said it was impassable. He could hear the enemy's drums echoing through the valley as he pats his knees to make the sound of the war drums. He knew there was little time. So with sorrow, he turned to his men and told them they would not run, that they would die on this field to protect one another, blades drawn, hearts unyielding. Pauses, strokes his beard, his eyes drifting to the fire. But before a sword could be lifted, a small voice called out. A boy, no older than my Nox here, as he pats the shoulder of his son at his right, stepped forward from the line of families who followed the army. He walked past the soldiers and right to the river's edge. Before anyone could stop him, he stepped into the waters. Step, the boy moved through, and the river rose to his chest, but never took him. smiling the whole way across. Little boy at this man's side beams up at his father as he mouths the words of a tale that he has heard many a time before. When the commander saw this, he dropped his sword into the earth. He did not shout, nor bark orders. He simply stepped into the river and followed the boy's path. One by one, every soldier did the same. The army crossed that river not with fury or fire, but with faith. And when the enemy arrived, they found no army to crush, only an empty field, a still river, and the wind. Storyteller goes, just kind of shifts a little bit, shifts his back, kind of straightens up, shaking his hands. And for a moment, Jofridir, you had clocked that key before. You see that key just kind of like dangle on a string wrapped around his fingers. Let's say we use the same perception skills there as Lonan and Zedri. That's your first clocking of he's got a key in his hand as he shakes it out for a moment before clutching it back in. The storyteller gives a smile. Sometimes children know truths that we forget. Fear and pride can drown us faster than any river. But a brave heart, even a small one, can lead us all to safety. Pretty good silence around the campfire for at least a beat before soft murmurs rise, children's voices echo as they start to recount some of the story to each other. Some of the adults nearby nodding quietly as they start to recede and head to their places to rest for the night. As the night stretches on and the stars above blink with gentle promise. What do you all choose to do after your bedtime story is over?
Zedri will go ahead and elbow Alfred and just say, "Hey, outside of your sister, you have a younger brother too, right?"
Yeah, we both share a younger brother that seems to get into more than they really should be.
Have you thought about anything to take back home as like a gift? I mean, a story as neat as that would be cool, but I would embellish it a little bit more. Didn't really give definition of what was chasing them, just kind of like an ominous presence.
Yeah, no, I could see about if I could tell the story well. I'm honestly not the best storyteller, but maybe it'll be something that Rudy would like, yeah.
And I mean,
Um,
in terms of significance, he also had a key, and Zedra will kind of like lean in for a whisper.
he had a key?
Yeah, you didn't see it.
No.
Had a, like, cloud? Honestly, either that or like a dust after you're like running in like a dirty field.
Oh, like a poof?
Yeah, yeah.
Did it look like one of the keys that we would normally see?
Did it look like one of the keys? More or less?
What do you mean normally see?
Oh,
What do you think he means? Because I guess it's Zedri. How do you answer this?
yeah.
Zedri will go ahead and think for a second, realizing the moot point of it all. You know what, never mind. And he'll pull out notebook and just start sketching it out for Alfred before going ahead and showing it over to him.
Okay, so DM, do I think that it looks like a key that is normal or one that is from the tavern?
Both. The keys in the tavern are normal.
Thank you.
But yes, it looks very much like a key you would find in the tavern. An iron key with a the symbol of a cloud with like a burst of wind coming out of it on the bow. And bow or bow, I would love for somebody to tell me how that is pronounced, which of the BOWs it's supposed to be, but had to look that up today as to what is the top of the key actually supposed to be called, because I've never heard anything on that before. So anyway, yes, very much in the same fashion as the keys that were in the tavern, but also could pass as just a very ornate key in the regular world too.
Right, right. Do you think we should go talk to him?
I mean, if nothing else, so that we can go ahead and iron out the details of that story. I really do want to know what was chasing after them.
Right. The story. Yeah, no, let's go talk to him. I guess we'll get up. And has he moved far from where he was like telling the story?
No, it looks like his particular wagon is not too far off from the campsite. He's just over at it, helping his son get ready for bed to sleep inside the cabin, or inside the back of the wagon.
I imagine we give him a minute or two to get his son off to bed, and then so we don't spook him as well. Um, well, looks like he's putting his kid up to bed, so maybe we'll just wait a minute. But then afterwards, I guess we'll walk up after he's done setting him down. Uh, Good evening. Hello. Wonderful story you told over there.
Oh, thanks. Keeps the kids entertained.
Well, I mean, it had me entertained as well, and um, me and my friend had a few questions on some of the details.
I'll be honest, I can't say that I created the story necessarily. It's just been passed on generation to generation, but I'm happy to answer any questions that I can.
Well, okay, well, hopefully you can. Cedric, you were wondering about what was chasing them?
Yeah, like the army that was against the commander and his army that were like at the banks of the river. What were they? Is it just like shadows? Is it supposed to be like existential dread manifest, or like a physical thing?
Just wasn't. Best I know, it's just another army that we're at war with.
I guess that's sufficient. And Zedra will kind of like turn away, like crossed arms, just like thinking and pondering.
Uh, Happy to listen to any stories you have to share. Always looking for new material to share with the children in the caravan. I got some mead here in the back of the wagon. Happy to share for exchange for a tale.
Sure, that could be arranged. We come from an adventuring party, so we've gone through our fair share of tales that most wouldn't believe.
Goes, walks over to the back of the wagon, just a couple feet away. Reaches in, pulls out a water skin and a couple of tin cups. A few tin cups. We'll go more than two. And kind of motions to head over to the fire, and he takes the seat back on his log. Hands out cups to any of you that have joined in. He fills each one of them up, about half full.
Well, if you want one that's quite local, our group did some work over in Maiden Thorn, and Alfred will begin to tell the story of plague and mushrooms and possession and all sorts of jazz, for brevity's sake. And it just seemed like it never would end, but somehow we made it out alive.
Well, haven't heard exactly all those details before, but I have heard about story of Maidenthorn, a little bit more recent one than many. But the mushrooms, that's a new angle on it. Hadn't heard that part before. That's to work on that one. I guess cheers to you on the another tale to pass along. He goes, that kind of lifts his mug up for a bit of a toast.
Raisin kind.
Such a real join.
To friends made on dusty paths and stories that sound better the second time you tell them.
Here, here. Now, friend, I do have another question for you, if you don't mind. You have a particular key you were playing around with while you were telling your story. Do you mind telling where you picked it up from? It's very ornate.
Goes and just kind of like unfurls it. It's still hanging off of middle finger as he just like kind of hangs it out. This old thing. Picked it up. Oh, it's been several years back. I suppose almost. Knox was a wee 2-3 years old. Traveling along with the caravan. Had a barge busted up, washed up ashore. Down in Leiden. It's amongst the things left behind that we were able to salvage. And I suppose if you know the owner, I'd happy to pass it along to get back to its rightful home. Just kind of always kept it as a trinket. Never knew what it unlocked.
No. I think it looked like one that I did know, but looking at it further, I don't think it's the same one.
Kind of just a nice little talisman for me, I suppose. Reminds me
Yeah,
to stay free, never weigh myself down too much with fear or pride.
Yeah, you can unlock anything.
So, group of adventurers like yourselves, do you ever wonder what tales they'll tell of you when they write the last line of your story?
Wait, I'm sorry, can you say that again? My audio processing.
Do you ever wonder what tales they'll tell of you when they write the last line of your story?
What do you think they would write of you?
Wouldn't be much of a story to tell. Old vagabond, traveling the Cinderspur way, trading goods, scraping by, hoping to pass on a few stories to his son.
Well, you're a storyteller. I'm sure you could spin that into a wonderful tale of adventure and finding artifacts and bringing new hope into the world through your son.
I suppose embellishing a bit on tales of salvage to become tales of treasure hunting. I imagine a group of adventurers with exciting tales to tell make for a lot more interesting campfire stories.
I think our group is nothing but interesting campfire stories sometimes.
I don't think that our tale is necessarily going to be an exciting one towards the end. I think the climactic moments are probably more in the middle, or like towards the beginning of the third act. But honestly, it would be nice to go ahead and settle down. We are homeowners, so it would be nice to go ahead and be home for a little bit longer than a couple of weeks before the next thing sweeps us off our feet. So if we could all be together, I think that would be the best case scenario. A quiet ending. And then one of those really fancy, like, the ends on, like, its own separate page.
One that takes like 10 hours to write out. Like these 2 words. No, that would be nice, but Cetri, do you think that we're towards the end of our act?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm hoping to live at least 3 times over my age right now.
Well, I meant for story-wise.
Oh, story-wise. I mean,
I hope to live long as well. I don't want to die.
I think our tale's just beginning. I mean, we were the heroes of Maidenthorn, but we kind of had to push our way in to be like recognized as a true adventuring group. They actually didn't think it was us. And we had to have like another venturing group kind of like vouch for us. So I mean, we'll get there eventually in terms of recognition and all of that. Mead's nice along the way, but maybe we'll have our own holiday. I don't know.
Yoferder would probably come back from his little walk around the time they're talking about this, and but if I had to say, we're probably about 4 books into our adventure, or maybe on the 4th.
That sounds about right. Just starting off.
So if you're 4 books in, how many books are there going to be in this adventure?
Well, my friend, that's the beauty about life. We don't get to write the story. Someone else writes it for us.
Maybe we have 20, 30, 40 more books. My father told me a story. One of places where they went at the time, they acquired a whole series of books. It was 96 books to this story.
Was it good?
Imagine the run-on sentences. I don't know. I was too young to read, and most of us back home don't. Maybe laying around somewhere, but probably had other better uses to us.
Is what? Kindling? What else are you going to use a book for?
That or, well, when you're out at sea, you run out of things to use as paper for sanitation, let's say.
Oh.
Okay, benchmark for the books, right? If you're talking about 4 so far, I think we should have a wealth of them so that like you can take out one and be like, nah, that maybe wasn't like the best one, but comprehensively everything still works together narratively. You know? Like if you lose one, like it doesn't ruin everything.
Well, I think in any long-running media, uh, you have parts that you don't like as much naturally. There's going to be bits that are slower to some people as it focuses on things like maybe a political drama or things like that. Or some people might not be as attuned to like the blood and the gore and all sorts of different things that we might get into. And that's okay. I mean, to each reader their own. But no, I don't think that you'll lose anything if you miss a little bit. The people stay mostly the same. We do mostly the same uh or have the same goal at least. It's mostly just the scenery that changes, but we try and maintain a semblance of uh who we are.
Well, it's a lovely night. Um, doesn't get much better than this. Smoke in your nose, stars over your head, good people for company. But wary from the road, and I think it'd be best that I retire for the night.
Right. We should as well. It's gonna be a long day of travel again.
You passing through Eaglefall, heading to Eaglefall?
Yeah,
Should
heading
be
to
there by
Eaglefall.
evening tomorrow.
We're visiting. Well, I'm visiting back home. My friends are nice enough to accompany me on this journey back home. What about you? What are you? Are you just passing through as with the caravan?
Yeah, we'll trade a few goods and then continue on up the Cinder Spur Way, heading up north. Not sure how far we'll go this year. Maybe
Well,
Valmar.
oh, oh, be careful on your journeys. But I'm glad you're stopping in Eaglefall. It's a wonderful place. Um,
Oh,
I
may
didn't
we
catch
have
your name
good.
though.
Oh, sorry. Keaton.
Oh, Keaton. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Alfred A. Yates. I'm, as I said, from Eaglefall.
Nice to meet you as well. Skylar just looks at the rest of you.
Zedric Skytrius. Nice to meet you. Keaton.
You over there, Torsten's son? I hail from Torsland.
Lona is not part of this conversation.
Fair.
I'm not there.
I'm not there.
Well, may we all have a safe and pleasant road tomorrow. See how holds up his cup. Doesn't wait for any response before it downs what's left in it.
Unkind. Oh,
As he steps away, heading back towards his wagon. You notice near one of the other wagons is a halfling woman, later middle years, stocky frame, cheerful face, seems to glow a little bit in the light of the fire. As her hands are quick and sure on the strings of her lute, despite what appears to be a missing pinky on her left hand. She's still fairly adept at picking at the strings as she plucks away, as if she's about to set up into a song, but just never fully commits into a tune. As the sound of voices dies down. Most retire as this halfling woman just plucks away, providing a little bit of a nighttime serenade as everybody starts to retire for the evening.
Is it anything that Alfred recognizes? Anything local?
It's not like it's really playing a particular song. It's just kind of haphazardly tossing a tune out there.
Just playing some scales.
Workshopping.
Yeah.
Did you all turn over towards Alfred and just go, you know, for what it's worth, maybe that guy's story isn't the best story to be telling your brother. You could tell him about all of our adventures and even keep it anonymous if you wanted to. You don't have to implicate yourself.
No, I think you're right on that. I think our stories probably also would hit a little bit harder just because I'm more familiar with them. But I don't think I'll keep us anonymous. I mean, there's been things that have happened, and I mean, he's not a child anymore. He's got to know who I am and what everything's happened.
Sure. And if you're celebrated as a hero of Maidenthorn, what's to say that you don't get celebrated as a hero of Eaglefall as well?
Well, maybe if I do something that is worth it in the eyes of Eaglefall. But I'm on my way. Things have been going very well since I've joined the party and met all of y'all.
Sometimes your positivity is something to be envied. I mean, we've gone on multiple ups and downs, but every single time you still come out positive on top of it.
I mean, I've got you here next to me. What else can I...
Yeah,
I feel
guess
like-
you're right.
I feel like for just the dramatics, that's probably about the moment Lonan does walk up. It's like, y'all alright? Kind of lost you right after the storytelling.
Yeah, no, we just sat down with the storyteller to ask a couple questions.
Was it about
Zedry's-
the key he had?
Okay, you saw that. I did not see a key, but Zedry said that he saw one. It looked like a normal key, and the way that he got it didn't seem like he knows about the tavern. I mean, he said he just found it in like a crash, like
Isn't-
little dinghy or something.
Isn't that how Wallace found his? In the remnants of crash ship?
Oh God. Or scratch that. Oh, Infernus.
God? Which one?
Oh gods.
Does anybody have any pets nearby? Because we have the pet that was redeemed.
Cybil is not here. She is in Six Bells, and her real life counterpart has forsaken me once again this week.
I have my owl bear.
I'll find one before the session's over.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, I've got this roly poly. How does that work? Everyone brings out.
We haven't gotten our kittens yet. That won't be till about late August, September. But
Jeff, that
It's
thing is so
soon.
giant.
It's
It's
very
soon.
large.
very large.
It was massive. Um. Yeah, I guess it is quite similar. I didn't put two and two together on that one.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, there's a lot of ships that crash in the ocean, so
There's a
it
lot of
can't
keys.
it can't be that strange.
His name was Keaton. I think that might make it worse.
This might just be unfortunate on his part.
Yeah, I don't think you get to choose your name like that. I
Yeah.
mean, none of our names lined up with it, did it? Hmm. Alfred, Cedri, Yofredir, Gisel, Salinas,
Diesel.
Colt.
Kiesel.
Oh,
I mean, my name's Edry, and I'm a druid. Kind of sounds like tree. I guess maybe it's a little more destiny than you might want it to be. But I mean, you said we control our own destinies.
my name is Alfred and I am red.
Kiesel, Keaton. I see what you guys are saying.
I think we got it. I don't know what we got.
I don't think you know either.
But no, it could just be a coincidence.
Keaton's a common enough name, yeah.
I mean, he was a nice enough man. Shared drinks with us, shared stories.
Yeah. Well, we should probably all be getting ready for some sleep. We still got a long day of traveling tomorrow, so.
Agreed.
Yeah. Well, we should be there by like mid-afternoon-ish, so hopefully we'll get in and be able to rest in a real bed.
That would be nice.
Well,
All
hope you all have some nice rest.
You too, Yofferty.
You know, it feels so awkward not having to put up or set watches.
Just means more sleep for us.
I won't complain. Still feels odd, but it does feel nice to have all these people around.
As the last notes of the minstrel's lute drift into the night, the low murmur of the caravan quiets beneath the blanket of stars. Sleep begins to settle over the camp like a soft wool cloak, fire burning low, casting flickering shadows across tired faces and resting bodies. You all retire for the evening. The next morning, first golden blush of spring sunrise crests the low hills to the east, coming up over the granite mountains, casting long, gentle rays through the thin trees and over the scattered tents of the caravan. As birds chirp busily overhead, the smell of ash from last night's fires mingling with the fresh scent of dew on the grass. Caravanners beginning to stir, grumbling, stretching, packing up wagons, and a thin morning mist clinging to the trail ahead. You each spot Keaton, the merchant storyteller, crouching beside his wife and their son, sharing one final tale over breakfast with a few yawning children. Glint of something briefly flashing as you see again the key in his hand as he dangles it for a moment. You hear the whispers just momentarily before he grasps it back in his hand. The whispers go away.
Did you say something, Zedri?
No, I didn't. But I have a sneaking suspicion that an inanimate object might. And he'll go ahead and, like, gaze over towards Keaton and his family.
They finish up their story, finish up breakfast, and start packing up the wagon.
I feel like that confirms that that is one of these dreamer keys.
Unfortunately, yes. Now the question is, do we tell him? I mean, he's had it for years, so it's not done anything yet. But, I mean, he's got a young boy.
I mean, what would we tell him? Oh, hey, you have this strange key that might unlock a door in some secret, mysterious tavern that nobody else has ever heard of. I feel like that only worked on Wallace.
Yeah,
And she'll glance over at Wallace.
Alfred will also give a shot in his direction. Yeah, that was a particular situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wallace isn't exactly sitting with you. He's a little ways away. Just like catches all the glances at him as he's taking a spoonful of whatever he's gotten from the caravanner's camp to eat.
Loden will give him a thumbs up, like, you're good.
He goes back to eating and just kind of like turns away so he can't see you staring at him anymore.
Why don't we go ahead and start a key ring? Keaton said that if we knew who the key belonged to, that he was willing to go ahead and give it back.
oh yeah, but I said that I didn't know who it was.
I wasn't there for that conversation. You guys, we could just say that you described it to me and I recognized it.
The best chance of making sure that that doesn't hurt anybody else is with us. You said it yourself, he has a wife, he has a kid.
We don't
Yeah.
want them to be in danger. The Dreamer's
Yeah.
done enough pulling apart families.
You're right. Alright, well, let's go talk to him as Alfred will look down. As soon as I finish breakfast, he'll like start shoveling whatever meal he had that was akin to whatever Keaton had. I'm just guessing it's like a general like morning stew. Or an oatmeal or
Just
something.
kind of a porridge.
Yeah. Alright, I guess we'll go talk to Keaton. As
Alright.
Alfred shovels the last bits in his mouth.
He spies you heading his direction before you get there. Just a wave as he's starting to bundle some things to the side of the wagon. Looks like tents, pots and pans.
Morning, Keaton. You sleep well?
How could you not on a pleasant night like that? What can I do for you, Mr. Yates?
Oh, this is Lonan, one of the other members of my party that I travel around with. I was describing the key that you had. They said it might fit similar to one that they had lost a while back. Do you mind if they take a look at it?
No problem. And he unfurls it again, just kind of like holding it out in front of him, the string attached, like wrapped around his fingers.
Yeah, Lonan will like kind of lean in close and like take the key, like not from him, but just like holding it up and examining it. Uh, yeah, no, it seems to, um, my husband and I had gone on a trip and, he'd lost it among his stuff, and we were moving from Averia to Six Bells, and we hadn't seen it since, but this is it.
Seems so. As he holds it out, and you hear the whispers again, kind of sense a little bit of strain. He goes to go grab the key again before you touch it to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to have a little bit of ease and peace with you taking the key for a moment, and so he doesn't pull it away, doesn't let you let go of it. He immediately just takes the string off and leaves it in your hand.
Oh. She'll catch it.
I mean, if it's yours, I suppose.
No, yeah, thank you, sir.
I feel like it's where it belongs.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
No problem. Suppose I best finish gathering up things. Safe travels.
Safe
Yeah,
travels.
safe travels.
Safe travels to you and your family.
Alfred will put his hand out for a handshake. Does he take it?
Yeah. Gives you a pretty good grip.
In my hand was the last gold piece that Alfred owns in this realm of mortal coil.
Give me a sleight of hand. How smooth are you?
Come on, let me look cool. I look decent.
Slightly better than average.
It's you put it out there and you get the nice good handshake, and then like you go to pull away and realize that the coin's still in your hand, and so you like quickly try and like release it out of the pocket of
No.
your palm.
No.
And so it starts to fall, and Keaton just like deftly like puts his hand or grabs it. I think you dropped this.
Well, you're a lot smoother than I am, but that I figured that we should at least give you something for the key. I appreciate you keeping a good hand on it.
I'm not too proud to accept a spare coin here and there. Give me
I
something
will.
else to fiddle with.
Yeah, that's it. Something else. Well, good luck on your travels again. It was a pleasure to meet you again.
Same to you. He kind of just passes that sentiment along to any of the rest of you that are standing here. For turning back to packing up his gear and getting everything ready to travel.
Alright, nice. I guess we
Well-
wander over before we have
Yeah.
a conversation.
Yeah, once we're kind of a little bit away from him, Lonan's gonna look down and study the key a little closer now that we actually have our hands on it.
Aside from the interesting emblem,
Mhm.
it's a pretty ordinary key.
But I mean, as it's out, we still hear the whispers.
Not while it's in her hand.
Oh no. Okay.
Are you all right, Alfred?
Um, yeah, it's a good thing that the whispers stopped, but Cedric, do you remember when the whispers would stop? Uh, when we were in the tavern?
Memory a little bit fuzzy, if you would be willing to enlighten me. I didn't really listen when Kasil and Salinas were kind of reciting everything that happened. They had like a board out, and there was just a lot of red string when Salinas was explaining it, so I kind of lost interest.
Well, yeah, they have a lot better grasp on it than I do, but I still have a few memories, and from what I remember, anytime that we found a key, and it was the key that we were going to use next, the whispers would stop. It's like it was a homing beacon onto it, and as soon as we found it,
Maybe this will be the key that opens the door to the tavern.
I hope not. Maybe we could give it to Wallace.
I think
I'm
the man
sorry,
is
these things.
crazy enough as is.
Yeah, I'm sorry, these things just make me a little crazy.
I mean, I can, and she'll tuck it into her pocket. I can hide it away, and we don't have to think about it.
Ugh, fair enough, at least for now. I guess we should pack our things up too and get a move on before the rest of the caravan leaves us.
Yeah. Hey, Alfred.
Yeah?
Um, she'll kind of pause and look at you. It's just, uh, never mind. It's not important. I'll go pack up my stuff. She'll
If you need to talk, I'm always here.
she'll look between you and Zedri and just kind of like furrow her brow a little bit. Maybe later.
Alfred will shrug his shoulders. Alright. I guess I'll get my stuff together too. Thankfully I didn't travel too heavy.
It's the best to do when you're traveling so far. Want to stay light? Helps you run faster. She'll kind of grin.
All right, as the last of the gear is packed away, saddles are tightened, bedrolls vanishing into packs, straps are buckled, quiet sounds of a camp breaking down fill the air. Clinking metal, shifting leather, low murmurs between the travelers. Horses stomping impatiently as steam curls from their nostrils in the morning chill. And a few caravan hands share nods, trade worn jokes, but the mood is quieter now, focused on the travel ahead. As the wagons creak back into motion, one by one, with the riders climbing into their saddles. Dust kicking up behind them as hooves press into the soft earth. As overhead the clouds are beginning to thin, and somewhere in the distance, past the horizon and hills, lies Eaglefall.
Well, at least it's a nice day getting back to Eaglefall. I mean, it's spring, so it's the wet season, but it's not terribly rainy today.
I guess.
Now for the wet season, our travel has been fairly dry. Outside of, when you're on a ship.
Well, yeah. Can't get away from the water being on a ship.
Are
But yeah,
there
no, it's unusually dry.
are there any sort of formalities that we have to follow whenever we get to Eaglefall? Make sure we don't step on the toes of any of the local customs.
I think the only contention that you might see, Zedri, is I mean, you are a Fireheart and naturally a worshiper of Infernus, but you are also a worshiper of another god, and in Eaglefall, that is not necessarily the most favored position to be in. Um, we're very devoted. Let me just put it that way.
It's
Only
your
to Infernus.
home. I kind of connected the dots there. But no, you need to make sure that I go ahead and maybe practice Brioran worship a little bit more subtly. Then I could go ahead and arrange for that. Whatever makes it easiest in your hometown, honestly.
I I know it's important to you, and I hate to ask that of you. Um, I mean, I've seen how everybody has their own worship in their own way, and it's been interesting to venture out of Eaglefall's influence and see a little bit of the outside world. But yeah, I guess it might make it a little easier as we're here.
Cedric, I'm sure he'll make a great first impression on his parents.
Thanks. I'm pretty sure all of us will. I mean, we're going to be presented by Mr. Yates himself, unless that's your dad.
Unless it's my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get to meet my dad.
Okay.
He's I'm not quite like him. He's a little bit more imposing or direct.
I can imagine it, but it's gonna be something that only sits there until I actually get to go ahead and meet him in person. Sounds like an interesting individual.
Well, should we get on the road again?
Oh,
You're on the road. You're
Okay.
walking.
I thought we
Oh.
already were trotting on the horse.
Wow, we've been on this road for a bit.
After about half a day's travel, the road curves between two rolling hills, and the town of Eaglefall comes into view, unfolding before you like a half-open scroll. Light haze of smoke and mist lingers in the valley below, pierced by tiled rooftops, clustered stone buildings, fairly impressive stone walls. As moving down the trail, the Cinderspur Way, spring blossoms are swaying in the wind, and you begin your final leg heading into Eaglefall. And as the main gate comes into view, appearing to be wide enough for multiple wagons, you see that it is flanked by two enormous stone and metal constructs, shaped like warriors in repose. Bronze-plated limbs rest across their knees, and arcane runes spiraling up their arms. They appear to be still as statues, but there's a bit of a hum, a bit of a feel of energy, aether in the air. Yes, I will share my best attempt at an image of what you see at the gates of Eaglefall.
Ooh.
Those are some quite impressive statues.
Yeah, that's a word for it.
Yes, they're quite impressive. Good reminders to make sure that you don't do anything that you're not supposed to. But other than that, they're mostly harmless.
I mean, they're just statues, so I imagine they're otherwise entirely harmless.
If you'd be surprised, statues can be very fiery sometimes.
These statues might not be statues at other times.
Okay.
You were a friend of mine. Don't worry.
You know that doesn't actually bring the sense of like reassurance. You saying it like that you think it does. That actually kind of scares me more.
Well, you're not going to rob the place or lay siege to us, are you?
I have no intentions of doing that. No.
Then I don't think that there will be any problems.
Okay.
Did
You,
I say something weird?
Uh, yes.
I'm
But
sorry?
don't worry. Don't worry about. It's not for you to be sorry. I just culture shock. Let's just say that.
As you near the gates, you see the Eaglefall Village Watch standing at the ready. Two Fireheart men and one human woman, each in chainmail vests marked with the town's crest, a burning tree over crossed shears. One steps forward, arms raised. Halt! Caravan entry is restricted during planting season. Who speaks for you? Kind of just looking out across both the caravanners as well as your group.
Well, for us, it's our captain, Alfred A. Yates.
I will step forward. Hello, good afternoon. Do I recognize this individual? I'm gonna
Give me
ask
a
that a
history
lot
check.
here. Do I know everybody?
See how well. Yeah. Uh, Fire art individual is Benjamin. Couple years different from you, but playing around in town and stuff. Would have known him more as Benny. Not a
Oh,
friend, just a acquaintance.
hey, Benny, right? It's Alfred. Do you remember me?
What Benjamin now, but Alfred, Alfred Yates. I heard you were off chasing dragons or some nonsense. You're back?
Oh, haven't found the dragon yet, but yeah, no, I got a little homesick and decided to pop back in for a moment.
Gosh, that's a lot of travel for popping in for a moment, but yeah. Do all these folks with you?
Um, I he'll look at the group of what's it called? Of merchants. Um, I've spoken with a few of them, and they seem like good people. This group here is with me, but the the merchants are here to do trade as per usual. Um, you said that it's uh it's closed for growing season or
Planting season.
or planting season. Is that usual for Alfred?
Yeah, just that there's no longer open gates at that time that anybody can be coming in because it's a little bit busier around town with planting season, that you have to go through a little bit extra headache to be able to pass through the town rather than around the town. Keep the roads from getting a little bit more clogged than they need to be.
But yeah, no, they just have a few goods that they want to trade out and then head on their way. I don't think that they should collect take up too much space in the town.
Oh, if, friends of House Yates, I suppose I'm not in any position to say no.
Well, I appreciate you.
Well, I suppose have a pleasant stay. And he just like starts to wave to the caravanners to move along. Come on, move on in. Maybe we'll grab a drink later.
Yeah, I think I should have a good amount of time here in town, so yeah, come on by and I'd love to catch up.
Tell me some tales of the dragon you didn't find.
Well, I have other tales of things that might be a little bit more interesting than even a dragon.
Sure, sounds great. I probably need to get back to work though, so if you want to just kind of mosey on in.
Oh, right, sorry. My bad. And we'll mosey on in.
Bye, Benjamin.
Just semi-friendly but somewhat annoyed wave to anybody that greets him. You pass through the gates into Eaglefall. Moment you pass through on your horses, Eaglefall greets you like a hearth fire on a cold morning. Smell of baked goods, sheep manure, and pipe smoke dancing on the breeze. Makes for an interesting potpourri of smells here. Stalls bustle, wagons are offloaded, townsfolk in wide belts and spring shawls haggling over crates of wool, fire-kissed peppers, and glimmering jars of preserved fruits. As you make your way a little bit into town, short distance from the gate, you pass a large, about 1.5 human size bronze statue that appears weathered by decades of wind and rain. A figure is a very proud and pious looking image of a robed Fireheart woman with Fireheart man, sorry, with fiery eyes and a long staff tipped with magical flame. There's a plaque down at the base that you notice from afar.
Walk up to the placard and read it.
The plaque reads, "Here stood Agador Yates, flameborn pilgrim and founder of Eaglefall. May his spirit burn bright in the ash of our ancestors."
He'll turn back to the group and say, Well, this is where it all started for us. I guess I'll do a little tour guide bit as we're here. Yeah, Agador founded this modest town as a trade or a place on the trade route and a good place to stay and rest and recover. But maybe we should clean this statue. It looks like it needs a little bit of love.
I didn't realize it was your family who founded this place. I guess introducing yourself as of Eaglefall now does make a lot more sense.
Well, yeah, the Yite's name means something here in Eaglefall, but it doesn't mean anything anywhere else. Nobody, have you seen? Well, you haven't been with us too long, but Zedri, have you seen anybody really make a fuss over my name?
Zedri's eyes are just like a light. You're so modest about it.
It really, it's
This is incredible, and you didn't tell us about this any earlier.
I mean, even if nobody makes a fuss over your name, the fact that your family founded this town is still pretty impressive. I'm
I think it's
surprised the
wonderful.
others didn't know.
Well, I guess I just haven't talked too much about my family history or my family beyond my siblings. Well, I guess it just hasn't come up, I guess. But we can change that now.
So, when we meet your family, do we bow, or are there any things we need to do? Do we bring gifts?
No, I think my family would feel a little awkward if you brought gifts. As for bowing, we're all friends here. I would feel awkward if my friends did any sort of awkward things. I mean, I've never had a taste for any of those sorts of court gestures.
Well, I
I
guess
mean, go ahead.
it's good to know that everybody in your family's so humble too.
Well, humble is maybe not the word I would use, but um, they're at least not adherents to uh, certain things like that. There is a bit of a family, you know. Um, we're not so stuffy, but you just have to meet them. I don't think it'll do much to just talk about them. Well, I guess
Yeah.
I'll take y'all home. Um,
Loden will kind of like elbow at Zedric. Yeah, meeting the parents.
Oh my gosh, the stakes are so much higher now. Oh, and Cedric will give like a forced smile towards Alfred.
Like I said, you'll make a great first impression. Don't worry.
why would there be any worry?
About
I
what?
mean, like I said, meeting the parents. I mean, you already met his folks.
Yeah, they were very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, Wow, you said that we didn't need
But
to clean this statue? We should probably. Yeah, no worries. And Zedru will just take out like a bit of like cloth binding from his herbalism kit. And he'll just go over and start like shining the shoes of the statue.
I'm, I'm trying to decide. Are you guys, are y'all fucking with me, or are you just this? So kind of just like look between the two of you, and look over at Yofrid like you see it too. Do any of you see this? Is this just me?
Kilfer just looks between Zidri and Alfred. That's one, and I'm not sure what you're on about.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, is there any reason that? Wait, I don't follow. I'm sorry.
You two aren't dating?
You hear the clinking sound of Zedri's horns hitting the brass statue.
Yofur's
mean,
just standing there,
he-
like,
And she'll point at Zedry. He follows you around like a lost puppy dog.
No, he does not.
She'll just look at Zedry.
Zedri's back is Stallone, and Bo will slowly turn around and I'll kind of like flick the cloth that he was shining the statue with. Yeah, lost puppy dog. That's very specific. I mean, you're the one who's following us around like you're lost.
I'm trying to get my husband back. So no, I'm actually quite on a path. But
Right, we're all trying to find a way to the dreamer and like figure out what's going on with all of our lives. Like, I have the mark behind my ear, and you have your husband, and like there's a lot at stake, and we want to make sure that that's all squash.
I'm just worried you guys might be squashing down the wrong things there. Like your feelings.
Sure, yeah, squashing down the wrong thing, like the fact that you could have gone to a meaningful place where you met Arlo, but you decided to go ahead and come to Eaglefall instead.
Well, I mean, we had a reason to come to Eaglefall. I mean,
We had a
I know-
reason to come to Eaglefall, Alfred. Lonin notwithstanding, but I understand that this was the most direct path, it seems. But when Wallace was talking about a meaningful place being a possible key to the tavern, he didn't seem inclined to chase after that lead at all. You just stuck to Alfred. And now you're saying that I stick to Alfred? Like, yeah, I mean, look in a mirror, right?
I chose not to follow my leads because I had already been to all of them. Because I had been at home for a while before I set on my path and stumbled upon you lot, who honestly are the best lead I had, and yet you're still chasing them in the dark.
yeah, I mean, you're right there. We're just going at any lead we can. We're
Alfred,
trying
you
to do
catch
our
sight
best.
of somebody goes to start waving, and about like their mouth opens to say something, and then they hear the kind of tense voices going on and just immediately beeline and walk away.
And Zetri, I can't blame you. It's not as if Alfred's been the most friendly to me. I mean, you certainly have been.
Sure, yeah, okay. You want me to go ahead and
Murderous
say it
is
out
maybe
loud?
the best
Yeah,
word.
it's been under the surface the whole time. I thought I would go ahead and try to be nice about it, but if you want to go ahead and open up old wounds just like the damn tubes that you had sticking out of your body, then we can go ahead and play that game.
I got kidnapped by a mad scientist.
Should have done better. I mean, maybe if you were with an adventuring group, then you could have gone ahead and made it through. Oh, wait, weren't you? And somehow you still got captured. So maybe you're just a liability at the end of the day.
I mean, yeah, no, you're right. Why should I be traveling around with an adventuring party? You know. Why shouldn't I have been? Oh yeah, I am. And yet, yeah, where's y'all keep losing members. You'd have noticed that, right? First your friend who you had before you went into the dream, who's currently passed out. And then this other person who's went off God knows where. And now two of them stayed back behind.
I mean, at least
And like I said,
What?
it's as it happens, but we're all doing our best here.
Wait, you're just ingratiating yourself to our group that fast. I mean, you got here conditionally, and I think it would serve you well to be just as humble as Alfred is about his roots. the fact that you're here by the grace of the rest of the group. And the hindsight's
when-
still pending.
So when you're saying, hey, I haven't bragged on myself, and to be fair, none of y'all know shit about me except that I'm married, first of all. So I would consider I've probably, about my roots, I've stayed just as humble. And I did help y'all slay that Cyclops.
Sure, if standing outside of a Cyclops lair, planning until the fact that the creature actually came out counts as helping us.
As if you did much else in that fight either.
We should have just rushed in. I'm sorry, but we had to go ahead and harvest the fruit. I don't see why everybody was so obsessed with going after that Cyclops, but I guess that's one of the few things that we agree on. We were doing the right task in that situation.
It's always the right task. It's always just whatever.
You guys want to go meet my parents?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Continuing on. Yeah. All right. Alfred leading the way. You pass. Oh, the equivalent of a couple city blocks into the town. Passing an open air pavilion that timber beams draped in market flags and dirt floor bustling with local farmers trading sheared wool, lambskin parchment, and oddly spiced pickled eggs. Nearby, you hear a tall woman wearing a faded green cloak calling out prices for sheep, for wool, for mutton and lamb. And look over what beyond the sheep and the sheep byproducts that there's a bit of a farmer's market set up here that has quite a bit of fresh produce and fruit despite the season. As you continue on, rounding a bend, you pass a large structure, its frame wrapped in living vines of early blooming fire flowers, with red orange petals glowing faintly in the afternoon sun as music drifts from its stone foundation, and you see a hanging wooden sign over the door that shows a flaming circle of branches and the words Great Wreath Tavern. As you're passing down the street, occasionally you get somebody waves to Alfred. Afternoon, Mr. Yates. Afternoon, Alfred. Hey, back from adventuring. Back home. Just warm welcomes that kind of distract your brain, Alfred, away from the tense moment that just happened a few blocks ago. And as you continue through, you don't pass by it, but it's tucked back a little ways. You spy off to the side, nestled beneath the soot-streaked awning, is Durin's Forge, the local blacksmith and the largest forge in town that you're quite familiar with. As you see sparks flying behind the shutters and hearing the sound of an anvil ringing out in a rhythmic pace. As you pass by this establishment, then you notice that the road starts to suddenly shift as homes grow a little bit more spread out, better maintained, and stone paths replace the somewhat muddy and at least damp dirt roads that you had passed along coming through the merchant district. You notice that the smells shift from the sheep to and the smoke to the more smells of fresh bread and wood from the wooden structures as you pass into what is presumably the residential district of town. Leaving the market behind, the quiet hush of Eaglefall's residential district starts to settle in. Children dashing through gardens, laundry lines swaying with sheets, dyed rust red and lavender. Tallest structure in this area is very unmistakable as you see black spires up above the building tops, which to you, Alfred Simple, that's show that you are near the burning temple of the burning tree. Just inside the district, you pass by a pretty humble structure that's tucked between two flowering trees with a very simple sign out in front that reads the Arbor Flame Artificers Guild. Looks more like a family home than a guild hall, but nice all the same. A little further on, you come to the temple that you have been seeing the tops of all the way up to this point. It rises dark stone and glass veined spires, almost seemingly alive with slow moving flame going through the veins. Stylized, you could peer through to see that the courtyard out at the front end of the structure is this stylized iron tree that most of you put two and two together with what Alfred was talking about with the burnt tree on the side of the road. And it is a ever burning, like it's a structure that is supposed to evoke the concept of an ever burning tree. It's built to house flames that are magically fueled through it so that it is constantly on fire. And you see it's a fair amount of clergy and pilgrims moving in and out beneath the through the courtyard beneath the tree without any sort of regard or worry for safety or anything like that. This is just a common place here. As you continue past this temple, further down, you find two very large estates that are kind of centered at the end of this lane on a little bit of a hillside rose up. It's still, the structures themselves are still shorter than the spires of the temple that you just passed, but they set up a little bit that from the upper story windows you envision that you'd be able to see out across the majority of the town. The two very different structures. One built in a more angular fashion, exterior decorated with etched copper and glass runes. Alfred, you know this to be the House Emerith estate. And the other one bears a more traditional design. Smooth stones, a few flame mosaics, and columns adorned with some flame etching designs carved into them. And know this to be home. This is House Yates' estate. As you find yourself at the gate to enter into the courtyard in front of your family home.
Alfred will turn to the party and say, "Well, here we are. This is home. Across the way is House Emerith, but this is House Yates.
What a nice home you have, Alfred.
Well, thank you. Thank. I guess we'll enter through the gate and make our way in.
Okay. The Yates estate stands proudly behind this wrought iron fence. Front yard carefully tended, though the early spring air hasn't stopped a few flowering bushes from blooming early. Violets mingle with stubborn winter roses, their petals unfazed by the seasons. And you see a trio of small, flame-hued trees lining the pathway, smoldering slightly at the tips as if blessed by Infernus himself. Residence itself is 2 stories of dark timber and whitewashed stone, crowned with a black tile roof. Windows are tall and thin, like watchful eyes, and the heavy oak door bears a large iron knocker, shaped like a phoenix's beak.
Alfred will call out as he enters through. Hello? Is anybody home?
There's a pause of silence as you step into the house. Nobody anxiously waiting out the door to see who's there, and it's a fairly sizable estate. So being necessarily within earshot of the door would not be surprising to have no response. But after what seems like endless minutes, you hear the sound of some heavy footfalls from down the hall and catch sight of a broad-shouldered man, human in his probably 50s, with long black hair, some purple tints to it, and a big, thick black beard. Aqua eyes, soft but tired, missing his right arm, and his face is scarred and burn scars in places. He has no eyebrows, and clearly signs of the marks of war and the marks of time marching on this individual. He squints a little bit down the hallway, trying to see his best down. Oh, well, now I'll be damned. He mutters, looking over at all of you sneaking into the house, squinting at Alfred even more as he continues to advance on you. Is that really you, boy?
Yeah, I'm home. It's me. It's Alfred.
Alfred Yates. Come on in. As Goldo just, reaches out, shakes your hand with his left. Oh, well, this is a surprise. But why don't you all have a seat in the sitting room? I'll go fetch your father.
Thank you. I apologize. I didn't send word in advance, but was a little homesick.
Oh, it's your home. No reason to have to send word ahead. I'm sure your mother will be thrilled to see you.
I'm sure she will be. I'm happy to see her.
As he leads you down the hallway a little bit, smell on the air is oiled wood, sage incense, and old paper. Your footsteps cushioned by thick rugs as you're led down a corridor lined with family portraits, polished armor on display stands, and scrolls framed under glass. glimpsing into adjoining rooms as you pass by. You see a formal dining hall, a long and empty table inside, and a study with some dark shelves full of books and maps. Eventually, Goldo pushes open a set of double doors, revealing the estate's sitting room. And inside, you see a cozy, despite the grandeur of the room, it's still got a cozy feel to it. Plush red chairs circling a dark wood coffee table, and stained glass windows casting golden and orange light across the walls of the room. Hearth at the far side, that above it stands a symbol for the crest of House Yites. Um, a flame split into three parts, representing faith, loyalty, and legacy. Golden just gestures for you to all take a seat. I'll go fetch the Iron Wall himself. Don't touch anything sacred. And welcome home.
Thank you, Goldo. I appreciate it.
He retreats from the room, closing the doors behind him and leaving the five of you to yourselves.
Anything interesting to pick up?
Nothing new.
No. Okay.
Mostly
Well-
military relics.
He really hasn't redecorated in here in forever. I swear, it's been the same since I was as tall as this chair.
It genuinely surprises me that you're this rich.
I don't know how to answer that.
Fair.
I mean, I believe House Yates does a good job of providing um, a good community. So,
I mean, yeah, it's just she'll just kind of look around and she's just like seems on edge. Said you're just, to be fair, humble is the word that I would use. So
to be honest, I don't like to think about it a lot. Um, I mean, we do a lot of good work, but as you can see, there's a lot of military artifacts around here. And you don't get military artifacts through happy negotiations.
nope, not in the slightest.
I know all about that. But with your father having a name like Ironwall, he's gotta have some impressive feats under his belt.
Yofrider, you will love him. And I'm sure he'll love you. He would probably rather have you as a son than me.
Don't say
How
that.
about that?
Well, it's mostly a joke. I mean, he's always, he'll never say it, but he's always favored Alana. She was always the strongest in our family.
Well, it might be of import not only to tell your brother about all of our accomplishments, but also your father. That way he can see what he's been passing up over all of these years.
Yeah, it'll be nice to have something to show. I won't just be the middle child.
For a short while, the doors open again. Moment passes before a Fireheart man steps through. Striking figure, burnt red skin, short white hair, long orange horns, one of which is split and blackened. Heavy footsteps commanding attention as he walks with purpose and steps into the room. Alfred, you're home?
Alfred will stand up. Indeed, father, I am. How have you been?
Doing well, managing things here. I assume it can be assumed that everything has been favorable and safe for you.
I would think so. I've found myself in good company. I'm a homeowner. Procured a bit of different artifacts and doodads along my way. Kind of like you have around here. I think I've been doing pretty well for myself, yeah.
That's good. Happy to hear it.
These are a few of my compatriots here. Zedri, Yofir, Lonan. Few that I trust my life with.
He takes a moment as he's staring at Wallace. All right.
Right. I will meet his gaze at Wallace. And this is Wallace, someone we've met recently. We are following a lead on a certain thread that must be followed. And as such, he is helping us piece some clues together. Our paths needed to come together for a little bit, and he was willing to join us on our trip to Eaglefall.
Nice to meet all of you. Please have a seat. I'll have Goldo fetch some refreshments if need be. As he goes and steps over to a table behind a chair that's kind of like at the head of the room, and reaches into a little box as he continues to talk and starts messing with something behind the chair.
The pleasure is all ours, sir.
So I trust your travels have served more of a purpose than just acquiring a home and some trinkets.
Oh, yes, Father. I think that I've grown as a person as well. I've seen a good amount of the world for what it is beyond Eaglefall.
Suppose that's worth something. See, produces a pipe, neatly packed from behind the chair, and takes a seat.
It's not even lit, but Alfred will scrunch his nose.
He snaps his fingers, produce flames to light his pipe. Well, Mother will be happy to have you back. She's been a bit worried about you.
Yeah, I'll be happy to see Mom. It'll be nice to catch up. I hate making her worry. How's
Maybe
how's Rudy been?
you know your brother. It's,
Unfortunately.
off in Orange Springs. Some foolhardy venture, as usual. Imagine I'll
Oh.
probably have to be going and dragging him out of there within the week.
Well, we're here for a little bit. Maybe we could go off and see what he's up to.
Wouldn't want to trouble you with anything.
I mean, I'd love to see my brother. Seeing as I can't
Well,
see my sister.
no. Sorry, she's not home at the moment, but she should be back soon.
Do you have any word?
But said goodbye to her this morning. I don't know what word that she should have been sending.
Right, sorry.
Oh, I suppose you haven't really been in touch as of late. She's been off tour for a good amount of time. Been back here since the first of the year.
Oh, really?
Things seem to calm down. A pity. I'm sure she would have enjoyed the opportunity to prove herself out on the battlefield.
Right. Well, I I for one am glad that she's home safe.
I'm glad for her safety as well, but you know your sister can take good care of herself. Fear more for those on the other side in any conflict she gets involved in.
Yeah, you don't want to piss her off. That's for sure. So I guess I will get to see everyone here. Oh, that's so nice.
So Alfred's father gives a look over towards Sentry. So you look like should have a pretty good eye for these things. Aether touched?
Yes, sir. A member of House Cicatrius, out in Ashmain. Your house is
Southerner.
impressive.
Thank you. Been the family estate for several generations. Can't take too much responsibility for how it looks. I just the current caretaker.
You've taken care of it and made sure it's looked the same for quite a long time. It stood the test of time.
Gives you a little bit of a side-eye glance with that comment. I do my best. And you fellow, looking over to Yoferdir, look the part of a warrior.
Indeed, I am. I've known it all my life. Come from Torsland.
Never had the pleasure of meeting a Torslander in combat, but I've known a few. Good folk. Good strong folk. And look like they bear strength. You follow orders or instinct?
Well, at times the instincts can take over, but I'm sure any warrior knows that. I just have a. I don't know whether it's called a blessing or a curse, but I have a bit less control over some things.
Suppose I would say I've done my best to train my soldiers to fight the blind instinct, follow the orders, but my experience with Torchlanders is a lot more in line with what you say.
Your son has proven quite valuable through our adventures. We've done quite a bit of good things and made a bit of our name for ourselves out there.
Gives
Made
Alfred
a
a look
great
up and
companion.
down. Just kind of looks Alfred up and down. It's like, so made him into a warrior? I find that a bit surprising.
We
I'm
each
still
have
no
our own
warrior.
skill sets.
Right. I'm still no warrior, father. But we all fill our own niche.
I'm sure your friends here vouch for you. You're still standing. That's a testament in and of itself. As he says this, the door swings wide open, and a Fireheart woman glides into the room. Her presence bright as morning sunlight, the complete opposite of the dour impression of Alfred's father. Her reddish bronze skin gleaming, her robes vibrant, a bit worn, and her eyes go wide with joy as she sees Alfred and just rushes across the room. My boy! As she exclaims, rushing over, pulling Alfred up out of his chair, and just the biggest hug. Uh, doesn't wait for permission, doesn't wait for the words to even get out of her mouth before she's got you up and wrapped in that big hug.
Yes, but Alfred would have been up already. He would have met his mother in that hug. He wouldn't have waited for her to come all the way over.
Oh, you've been gone far too long. Ah, such a sight for sore eyes to have you back at home. And with
It's good to see you
friends?
too, Mom. Yes, I have friends. Indeed, they are real.
Never any doubt? Your father been on his best behavior?
He's been hospitable.
Better than most times. She gives just like a glare over in your father's direction.
But yes, these are a few of the people that I can trust my life with.
Well,
He'll
it's a
go through
pleasure to meet all of
introductions again.
you. She goes and introduces herself as Wilma Yates to each one, full name, and to each of you as she goes around.
That's where he gets it from.
It's a
Ah,
pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
you can just call me Wilma.
Wilma.
She goes, just takes another moment after concluding all the pleasantries and handshakes and just arms on both of your upper arms. Alfred just like holding you in a frame. Like, look at you, taller than I remember. Though that may be just your confidence showing. You seem to have done well for yourself.
I think so. I think I'm doing pretty all right, Mom. I mean, I'm a homeowner myself.
Oh, you hear that, Asmodeus? Sorry, I mispronounced the name. That's our struggle with trying getting our spelling. Amadeus. Is that what we were going for?
Yeah, like a Amadeus, like
Just
very
with that
weird
O
spelling
thrown
in
on
it.
there. Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah, you all eating properly? You look a little bit thin. Your guests of House Yites. I insist on making sure you are all properly fed while you are here in town.
Uh, don't try to argue. It's for naught.
Well,
But thank
I
you,
Not
I
Mom.
wrong.
could use. I think a home cooked meal would be fantastic.
It's a
I
bad
imagine
form
you
to
will eat me out of house and home.
it's a bad form to argue with the lady of the house.
She's got good manners.
While
Seem
I
like good companions you found.
while I agree, there might need to be an inevitable change of venue, but that's for later. And he'll go ahead and shoot a look over at Lonan.
Well, for later, yes. Um, but for now, yeah, let's eat. Would love to have something. It's been a long time since I've had any of your cooking.
You know, we missed your birthday. You I have the greatest idea. We'll host a big celebration for you tonight. Welcome home to my son and a celebration of your day of birth, all wrapped up in one.
Oh, that's a lot, Mom.
I haven't seen you in Furnace knows how long. Ah, it's well worth it. Ah, I will make sure to go make arrangements. I can get the Great Wreath social hall. That's the best place we got. I'm sure everybody in town is going to be happy to see the eldest son of House Yites returned home.
Oh, okay, Mom. Um, I mean, I really appreciate it. I mean, it's just a few of us here, though. I wouldn't want you to go to so much trouble.
No trouble. And your sister should be back by the time, a little bit after nightfall, I imagine. So she can come to the party. Unfortunately, Rudy is off, doing Rudy things. Got some
I
lead on getting another one of those fancy artifacts, he always comes up with.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, he's come up with a few interesting doodads over the years. It's not all
Oh,
been
they're all treasures.
right. They're all treasures. Um, no, yeah, I'm sorry that I won't be able to see him tonight, but uh, I've already offered to Dad to go and pick him up if need be.
Well, that is a problem for tomorrow. Uh, well, I hate to rush you off, but I best go get things prepared and ready for the celebration. And she just claps her hands together excitedly. Um, well, you've given a tour, taking your friends around to see all the sights.
Yeah, I'll go take him around town while you set up, but Mom, remember, not too much, okay?
She goes and gives just kind of a sly smile. It's like, yeah, not too much. And she gives a wink as she hurries. All right, you all just entertain yourselves until we'll have things ready by nightfall. So,
All right, we'll see you then. Um, it's good seeing you again, Mom.
she goes, just pulls you in for another big hug, and then proceeds to give hugs to each of the other individuals in your party. Other than Wallace, there's like a pause of didn't say anything, didn't really engage, so just like, okay. Like, she just kind of gives a polite wave as she retreats from the room. It's like, make sure you bring everybody. Great Wreath, Nightfall.
Great Wreath Nightfall. Got it.
She gives just a big warm smile one more time before she leaves the room.
As soon as she leaves the room, Alfred will like sink into the chair like, oh, she's gonna go overboard again.
She usually does.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did say I would give you a tour, so how about it, everyone? Let's go take a walk.
Sounds good.
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Don't be late.
Wouldn't
Don't
dream
want to
of it.
disappoint your mother.
Never.
As you head back out of the estate, back out into the courtyard, towards the Iron Gate, open the gate of the estate with a groan, step once again into the spring streets of Eaglefall. Late afternoon sun leaning low, casting long golden shadows across the cobbled streets of Eaglefall. Air warm, smelling faintly of chimney smoke and fresh-cut wood as you stroll beneath sagging rooftops and weathered stone chimneys, past small homes where flower boxes hang from cracked windowsills and laundry lines flutter in the breeze. Children's laughter echoes through the lanes as you watch as a young boy and girl cross your path, both brandishing carved wooden swords, dueling in exaggerated swings and lunges. Boy trying too hard to win, gritting his teeth, only to be swiftly disarmed by the girl's precise footwork and a cheeky spin. Standing over him with a grim, victorious, while he pouts on the ground. Boy declares he'll get her next time and clambers up, chasing her down the alley, their laughter carrying after you as you continue on. But as the boy runs off, you hear just a subtle clink of metal on stone and look down to find another iron key. With a pair of crossed swords on its bow. Quickly figure it must have fallen out of the pocket of the child, but when you look after him, there's no sign of them anymore.
Pick up this key. Before picking up the key, though, does he hear anything?
You hear the whispers until you pick it up. But as you touch skin to metal, the whispers dissipate.
Oh, Cedric.
Yeah, they stopped.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, this place is all about artificing and metallurgy, right? We could probably get a really nice keyring made.
Yeah. Oh.
So she's like slightly uncomfortable, but we'll try to break the awkwardness by like putting a hand on Alfred's shoulder and just giving a squeeze. Kind of like how he saw Alfred's mom do, is she grabbed like his arms.
Just look over at Cedric. You know, I really wanted to come home and maybe, perhaps, relax.
Well, why not try to relax? Let's make the first stop the tavern. I'm sure we could all use a drink.
Sure. Go for dear.
You're gonna go counter to his mom's wishes because I'm sorry, I know a few planners myself, and she said not to come until nightfall. I'm pretty sure that means the place is strictly off limits. You ever walk in on a half done up event? Walked in on multiple of my Aunt Scarlett's weddings happening. And yeah, I think they call it a bridezilla.
Is there another tavern?
I think maybe what is best is we walk around town, see the sights, work up an appetite for your mother's amazing birthday / homecoming feast she has planned for you.
Yeah, Lonan, that sounds like a great idea. How about we go to the temple?
You continue journeying through town, through the residential district. You pass by a side yard between two houses and spy two boys, siblings perhaps, they look quite similar, cornered by three older kids with sneering grins and sticks in their hands. The younger of the two boys clutches at his arms, kind of hidden behind the other boy, clearly scared, as the older sibling steps in front, defiant, fists clench, just shouts, "Leave us alone," in a familiar yet unfamiliar voice. Voice cracking, but steady. So one of the bullies hesitates before the tension is broken by a shout from a nearby window, which sends the bullies scattering and sending the brothers running off down the alley as they appear to share an unmistakable bond in the way they cling together. As you continue on, you pass a fountain, seems to be in disrepair. Water sits in the basin, but nothing is being pumped. At the edge of the fountain sits a teenage pachyderm girl with scuffed knees, who just promptly just like punches this boy, the teenage boy sitting next to her, Fireheart boy, punching him in the arm. He suddenly steadies himself as he about falls into the basin of the fountain. "That's for not waiting," she shouts as he grins sheepishly, shoves her back, her also putting her into a position of having to prop herself up before she falls in. Before they both share a matching laugh and walk off down the street, heading away from you, side by side, not quite holding hands, but never straying more than probably a step apart. Kind of affection that doesn't yet know what it is. Continuing on, you hear the sound of a door slamming off another building. Teenage human boy storming out into the street, muttering curses under his breath. Behind him, an older man, likely his father, leaning out the window, face flushed with frustration, as he yells, "You're not too old to listen, Tomo." But the young man doesn't look back as he walks down the street. Past a modest bakery with soot-stained walls and a crooked chimney, puffing smoke that smells of cinnamon and yeast. Two dogs nap in the sun outside a cobbler's shop, unmoved by the distant clang of a smithy or the chatter of washerwomen gossiping as they wring out linens in a shared basin. As you look on, you notice how one of the dogs resembles Cybil a bit. But as it rolls over in the sun, the familiarity fades. Sights pulling you along in a quiet rhythm, past low stoops and shuttered shops, a butcher's storefront with a chipped painted pig above the door, someone's grandmother scolding a dog from behind a gate. Everything seems normal, familiar, yet corner of your eyes catch movement in the shadows, pale, vague shapes. Faces, maybe, something watching you, But when you look and investigate, you get, no matter how hard you look, nothing. Just a flicker, just the wind. And as the golden light fades to soft amber, you pause, realizing that somehow, without meaning to, 5 of you have walked through half the town. The shadows grow longer, creeping toward night. Somewhere in your mind, a voice reminds you you've someplace to be.
When did it get so late?
Who knows? Um,
Well, we better get going. We're gonna miss my own party.
Citra will
can't
turn.
have that.
Citra will turn to you over here and say, "On the other side of things, never be late to a party either. Scarlet hated that, but come to find out, she was just left at the altar that one time.
How many times was she married?
A lot.
Okay. Well, keep trying until you find the right one, I guess.
Sure, a reader surely is the answer.
I'm glad mine just took one try.
Well, let's get going. Ugh. And we'll make our way to the fanciest hall in town.
Also the only one.
The only one. The fanciest hall in town.
Fair. Your statement still stands. As you make your way back into the merchant district, nestled between 2 taller buildings at the edge of the town square, you find the Great Wreath Tower. Rising from its proud stone foundation, upper walls of warm chestnut timber wrapped in a massive wreath of living fire flowers. Even in the dying light, the setting sun, the petals glow faintly, crimson orange like embers caught mid-bloom. Carved wooden sign swings gently above the heavy oak doors, creaking in the wind. Image upon it, simple but striking, the blazing ring of twisted branches painted in golds and reds catch the last of the sunlight and bear the words Great Wreath Tavern. Smells reach you even here out in the street. Spiced mutton stew, fresh bread, hot from the oven, roasted root vegetables, slick with herb butter, sweet berry tarts cooling on open windowsills. Smells like warmth, like rainy nights and slow mornings, like Wilma's stew, like home. Doors are thick and worn smooth by decades of use. Carved wreaths of ivy and oak wrap around the entryway, lovingly painted in faded greens. Window boxes hanging beneath the glowing glass panes, some flowers still clinging to life, their scents mingling with the feast inside. Lanterns along the street flicker, casting golden light across the cobbles, and a dog barks somewhere down the lane. The wind is cooler now, brushing past your collar, and in the alley nearby, a flicker of movement. Another pale face, no, a shadow, watching. Then not. It's gone. As you look back to the Great Wreath, you spot Wallace, who's just left the rest of you behind. Starts walking into the tavern.
Well, I guess he's off to enjoy the party.
I think it's more of a hunt and the objective that he's after than the party itself.
I strangely don't feel bad about leaving him out of all of this stuff. I mean, it feels a lot more familial. But then we can go ahead and get to what he's looking for, I guess.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy the party. I'm home.
Well, let's not waste any time.
Alfred will start making his way looking through the crowd for his mother.
You're greeted on the outside as you approach the tavern. Greeted by several individuals that go and shake your hand, Alfred. Clap you on the back. Welcome home. Nice to see you. Oh, your mother's just thrilled to have you home. I'm sure your dad's proud of everything you've done. All these lovely comments, nice, heartwarming statements. Um, Before you get through the doors, still probably about 10, 15 feet away from the doors, you see a familiar female Fireheart figure step through the doors. Um, Broad shouldered, dirt and grime from the smith as she steps in, followed shortly behind by another female figure that you've been anxiously wanting to see. You see your sister step through the doors into the tavern up ahead. Any effort you make to call out to her, it's too late and it's lost in the crowd. And as you finally make your way up to the doors, Alfred, a little bit more hurried at these friends, sister passing ahead of you. Doors creak open, warmth and light spilling out into the darkening street. Smells and sounds of clinking glasses and laughter welcoming you inside like a warm blanket. As Alfred leads the way in, each of you following in turn, as you step through into the Great Wreath Tavern. Stepping through the heavy oak doors, and at once the cold and darkness of the street vanishes behind you. Inside, the Great Wreath glows with golden light, impossibly warm. Firelight flickering along timbered walls and a long hearth to your left crackling with steady flame. Floorboards beneath your boots, worn smooth, polished by generations of footsteps, spills, and dances. No straw on the floor. Just gonna note that. The air is thick with scent and memory. Roasted mutton glazed in honey and rosemary, steaming meat pies, flaky and bubbling at the edges, warm bread with butter melting as it's torn, spiced apples, mulled wine, smells wrap around you like a warm blanket, rich, inviting, and overwhelming. As you look across this tavern, long wooden tables are set for a feast, groaning with food. A roast pig, its crackled skin shining, flaky meat pies, steam curling from their crust, boiled root vegetables bathed in butter and thyme, platters of cheeses, berries, sugared plums, and candied nuts, mugs of cider, wine, and ale sweating in the warm air, frothing at the rim. Above, thick wooden beams stretch across the ceiling, strung with ribbons and faded flowers from long past celebration. It's festive, but it's aged. Soft laugh carries from somewhere near the hearth, and a woman's voice saying your name, Alfred, gently, fondly. You turn, no one's looking at you, nobody in that direction. Your perception's not the best. You chalk it up to trick of sound. Looking out across the room, Alfred, you don't see Wilma. You don't see Amadeus. You don't see Lana. You don't see Rox. Honestly, don't see many familiar faces at all. Faces all seem absent, blurred, unclear, unfamiliar. The tables of food, freshly cooked, glistening in the light, prove incredibly tempting to a wary traveler who's had little to eat beyond rations and the kind meals of the caravanners over the last week. Do you care to partake?
I'm gonna crash out.
See your finger biting into a big ledge of something, and he's got a mud in his hand, already half gone.
You don't. You also notice you don't see Jofridir, Lonan, or Zedri in this room. They were right behind you.
No, Alfred does not partake. Alfred just starts like looking around for any semblance of anything that's like actually solid. As you said, the faces weren't. And also he'll look back towards where he entered.
So, like, looking around at the faces, if you focus on them, they come into clarity. It's like when AJ had to do this earlier on in the stream and had to hold his hand out to get the camera to refocus. It's just a matter of they look fuzzy, and as you go and like choose to focus your mind on them, then they come into perspective, and you're like, okay, I don't know that person. I don't know that person. And as you go from person to person, you don't know any of these people. None of these faces prove familiar. But everything seems solid. The tables reach out. They're there. The people, as you go to try and get closer looks, people bump into you. They give you a strange, quizzical look back, much like you give them at the lack of recognition.
Sorry, I thought you were someone I knew. Um,
It's fine. It's fine.
and I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you uh did I look at the door?
What door?
Ay.
As you look back at the entrance door, it's no entrance door. Must be mistaken. Must have come in a different way. Looking back, it's just a solid wall back in that direction. That solid wall continues along. No windows, no exit door. Looking around, all you see are several what appear to be interior doors, all with shapes of various design, cut out of carved wood, placed on, attached to the fronts of the doors, including amongst them one that happens to have crossed swords, much like the key you picked up a short time ago. Another that looks like a cloud with a burst of air coming out the side of it.
Scanning the room once more, do I see Wallace?
You look across the room, seeking your catfolk companion.
Acquaintance.
As you're looking out, you hear the whispers start in your head. And something just draws your attention to the pocket in your pants. And as you reach into your pocket, you find the key that Lonan was carrying, with the string still tied to it, the cloud in the air. continue to
off.
look, and you do catch sight of Wallace sitting at one of the long tables, enjoying nice big bowl of mutton stew, fresh baked bread,
I
and
go and
old.
pull him up.
Ah, well, that's a pleasant way to say hello.
Stop eating.
You tried this?
No, stop eating. I
Mother
hate
throws
you.
a feast and we need to stop eating?
No, fuck you. I hate you. You got what you wanted. We're here. Good luck.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It
He'll
worked?
just like, yes, I hate you. He'll grab him by the wrist and just like drag him over to one of the doors. He'll pull out a key.
All right.
Here we go. This is it. This is what we do. This is the key, and this is the door, and I'm back here, and I hate this, and I hate you, and we are going to live, though. We are going to live. You have to trust me, okay? I need you, and you need me right now.
Which door?
What do you mean?
No, I'm asking you as a player. Which door are
Oh,
we in front of?
He's deep in it.
Sorry, I'm breaking immersion.
Alfred and Dustin are crashing out. The cloud key that Lonan had with the string still attached.
All right. How do we do this?
Well, it's very simple. It's a door. We open the door and we walk
Get
in.
any more words out? After door, you hear a familiar voice from deep within the room behind you. Causes your chest just to tighten up just a little bit. Well, welcome to the Dreamer's End Tavern, Mr. Yates. Happy to have a repeat customer. What can I get you? And that's where we'll end the session.
Okay. Oh god, that was so funny though. Like mid crash out, like, hey, actually, I'm your DM. Can you
I
tell
need
me
to
what
know. Where are we standing? Can you clarify that? Thanks.
Honestly, I thought that you were talking as Wallace still, and so you were gonna say what door, and there was gonna be no door there,
No,
or like
no.
or like I saw the door and he didn't see the door, like
Just needed to
something.
know what door I need to plan.
No.
Gaslight 8 girl boss.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Like, I was trying to get Lonan to separate from the party, but also the dramaticness of just Alfred coming in with his friends and there being none of them was also like, delicious.
All right.
Or
That
Alfred.
is on the poor Alfred comment. Well, that is where we'll wrap things up for the VOD viewers. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here with us. We hit our 110 followers giveaway thing, so we'll reset to a new set of giveaway for at 120 followers. If you're watching on demand, come watch live, come interact in the chat. We've also started doing some opportunities to have just a general audio chat going on for viewers on our Discord channel. So come join the Discord channel too, and you can do that and engage on that end of things too. So, with that, parting words. We are off next week of main story. We'll be doing Varelia's Cauldron next week, which are our homebrew sessions. And then we'll be back in 2 weeks with chapter 4 of book 4. Wow, 4 of 4 in 2 weeks. So
Very spooky.
come back for that. That will be an interesting furtherance of things. So thanks for tuning in, VOD viewers.
Goodbye. Be safe.